23F, cheated on my 30M boyfriend of 3 years. I really want him to stay for me and our son. So before I start with this very long story, I'm not trying to justify any of my actions, and I came to the conclusion of knowing what I've done wrong. This is an honest way for me to come forward on everything that happened and hopefully gain advice from it. I have been in a 3-year relationship with an amazing man. I had dated him while not looking for anything, but had fallen in love. Backstory from my ex and I's relationship: we were the very materialistic couple. He had the nice cars, we were the good-looking couple. Everything anyone knew us as was what we had. Meaning he had, and I was just the pretty face. From his actions I knew he lied and would deny anyone telling me he cheated, etc. Throughout my relationship with my current BF, I had always compared him to what my ex had and valued my ex over my current, and would throw things in his face about what I didn't get. Even though my current BF made almost 4 times what my ex made and gave me everything, it never was good enough for me. My ex was into cars and used settlement money from the Vegas shooting to buy what he had. My current boyfriend invested his money and didn't buy flashy things, and I put him down for it. My current BF is also more attractive than my ex, but I would make comments about looks. I was very young in my last relationship. 18 to 20 years old. Met my boyfriend at 21. I always thought my ex was better and made it clear, even though I had left that relationship with nothing more than my car filled with my stuff. I met up with him prior to my current boyfriend, but we never tried to even make it work. It was a drunk night at the bar type situation. Moving forward, since the very beginning of my relationship with my current BF, I would call my ex and HD would call me frequently. My current BF even made me change my number because he was suspicious, but I called my ex and gave him my new number. Along with the calls, I did meet up with my ex 5 times throughout my current relationship. Once he had come to my house while my BF was out of town for work. Nothing happened as timely, but I did intend for it to happen. The only reason it didn't was because my current BF FaceTimed me and asked me to talk until we fell asleep. After that, we met 3 more times at my job. One of the times we did make out in the car while touching each other timely, but not to the point of time. The final time we had met was about a month ago. We met in a parking lot and had time, 4 months after my son was born. This was over a span of 3 years. We talked fairly consistently. And it was enough to end up in this situation. I held on to the relationship because of what felt like made me happy at one point because of what he had. I don't want to be with him. I have a son with my current BF and am looking for ways to rebuild my relationship. Again, I know I'll get a lot of hate, and hate myself for it. I have remorse and am beyond sorry. I'm also conserved with my emotions, just how I've been in the past. So it gets hard to show how sorry I am. But need to figure out how to make it better or want to hear any similar situations. While I agree that the situation as a whole makes me look awful, I am really trying to work it out with him, and I don't know how to do that. It's been a month since he found out I cheated, but just 2 days ago I finally told him about the rest of the interactions. He said he's given me plenty of chances to tell me, and I continue to lie. I really don't know how to just be a better person. I really want to, but I can't tell the people around me the truth about myself. Please, any advice would be helpful. I want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. TDLR, I cheated on my BF for 3 years with my ex. Only slept with him once, but talked to him on the phone once a month and met with him on 4 other occasions. One of the other occasions led to making out and time while touching. Another occasion was at our house while my boyfriend was out of town for work. During this entire time, I would tell my BF that my ex was better than him in every way. I now know that I was holding on to a lie and was never in love with my ex, but what he had. I am absolutely in love with my current BF and want to make it work. I need advice on how to move forward given the situation. How do I show my BF that I am in love with him and make him believe that I won't do it again? Comment 1. Solo therapy for yourself to figure out why you were so willing to betray your current relationship and why you're so averse to being honest. Couples therapy for both of you together to work on rebuilding. This is not a small thing to get over. It will be months and possibly years before you two find a new normal, even if he's completely willing to make things work. You're going to have to stay repentant the entire time, and do hard work on reparations. Comment 2. He says that he does want to try to stay, but he is trying to look for signs that I actually value him enough to do it again. I literally just don't know how to do that. I have a really hard time admitting what I did wrong to the people around me. The only reason I'm posting here is because he says that growth starts with admitting who you truly are. I'm really trying but can't tell the people around me the truth. So I've kept the lie with them. I don't even know where to start. But I really don't want to lose him. Comment 3. You know what you did was terrible, and that's a really good place to start. I would suggest going to individual counseling and couples therapy. Your relationship will need a lot of work from this. Individual counseling would be for you to regain the respect you once had for yourself. Most cheaters actually cheat because they have low self-esteem. You need to understand your value. You need to understand why you deserve a good man and a healthy relationship, not someone who will just use you. Couples therapy obviously needs to be both of you being willing participants. And he may never want to do that with you. But if he does, make sure you understand that couples therapy is only as good as the work couples are willing to do themselves. This means, he may still end up leaving. But the good thing about doing this is you're at least given the tools to process what happened. Comment 4. Humans make mistakes. You're human. To some, what you did is unforgivable. But, that really comes down to you and him, doesn't it? Everyone who reads this will judge you and even look at this with their own lens. But, nobody knows your relationship best other than you and him. You also need to understand why you did what you did. Was there anything that you needed to sort out on your own? Are you better off being single for now and trying to process this separate from him? Does he need to process things separately from you as well? You have to be willing to accept that when it comes to it. It will be hard. Comment 5. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, I feel like a lot of this has been about him, which I fully agree with as well. He deserves it, but I do think I need to identify my own issues. I briefly mentioned that he is attractive and successful, and based on my previous relationship, it does make me somewhat insecure. I do love him a lot and I really want to make myself a genuinely better person. Comment 6. Hi. People will be harsh to you, I'm sure, but I see how much you hurt and I feel for you. I really wish you will save your relationships. You may need to think outside the box, but at the end of the day both you and your partner need to be happy in the relationship. Make sure your partner knows that you love him, that's the start. But it will be hard work for both of you. I wish all of you well, hope you guys can figure it out. Comment 7. For your boyfriend's sake, I hope he does not give you another chance. Your behavior is not forgivable. He needs to move on. You need therapy and to work on yourself before you get together with anyone else and potentially abuse them the way you did him. You don't love him. You do not treat people you love like that. Comment 8. Adding aside all the cheating stuff and that drama, again, let's pretend that she's completely innocent. How long is this LDR going to last? This sort of setup may just not be for you. People like to pretend that love conquers all and there's the whole would you still love me if pillow talk game all couples play, but external factors are absolutely a thing and cannot be ignored. It doesn't matter how perfect she is for you on paper. If you are not an LDR guy and this thing is going to last for a year or more, or God forbid it's an open-ended separation, then it's not a positive relationship for you. You can be working on fixing things and making them better, but there's no point in remodeling a kitchen in a house built over a sinkhole, you know? Comment 9. Did you call the restaurant to see if it was actually closed, or are you basing your entire relationship on Google? Either way, you are convinced she cheated. What else can be said or done? Just break up, let her know you can't trust her and move on. Personally, I haven't seen anything to say she has chested. Neither have I seen anything to say she hasn't cheated. So it's up to you to decide whether you want your relationship to succeed by giving you so the benefit of the doubt. Comment 10. I called and confirmed. My mind is at doing a gentle confrontation when she comes down. No harsh accusations, just I've been uncomfortable lately and here's why. You have to understand that we tell each other pretty much everything happening in our lives, right down to the meals we eat. It's not a rule that we set, it's just how we operate. We're chatty with each other. So it just doesn't sit right with me that she'd lie about seeing someone, something I've never even suspected her of doing before, including the first 95% of our long-distance phase. Edit. Also understand, I didn't give the full story of why I'm suspecting this. That was my mistake. I should have just said I have reason to believe she's cheating and left it at that. Comment 11. This sounds absolutely insane. If you're convinced she's cheating, break up with her. No point in doing it in person a month from now. What could she possibly tell you in person that can't be told over the phone? And if she's cheating, why confront her in person? You don't need to confront her with her lies. You can break up because you don't trust her. That's more than enough of a reason. Comment 12. I'm open to the possibility that I'm going a little crazy here, that's why. It's also much easier to lie over the phone than in person. You communicate plus 80% of your response in conversation via body language. If I'm going crazy, her response will make it obvious. It'll also be obvious if she really is hiding something. A multi-year relationship gives you and your partner a deep understanding of each other's body languages. Comment 13. How do you know her friend was home? And why are you looking so hard for inconsistencies in what your GF said? You don't trust her, doesn't sound like you trusted her before this. So move on. If you trust someone, you won't need to verify what they tell you. This relationship won't work. Comment 14. In the beginning, that's what I told myself. I was being crazy, I should trust her. And then one night she tells me she's at a restaurant with her friend, and not only was the restaurant she mentioned closed that day, her location pointed her to the same apartment she's been going to lately, and the friend she was with was at her home, she never left. Come on, is that insecurity or is that a straight-up lie? Comment 15. That's another reason why I'm pushing back against all the just break up comments. We were planning on moving in together this August, no lease yet or anything. I've never before suspected her of cheating, I've actually trusted her more than any of my previous partners. So seeing something genuinely suspicious after several years, it's very unsettling for me. Also, I appreciate you wanting to understand the situation a bit more before jumping to conclusions.
Thanks you for watching. Everyday new movies. See you soon.